This is my 1987 TW200. It's a brilliant little bike and I really love it. But one of the things that really bugs me and bugs a lot of other people is having to get the seat off of the thing. The bolts for the seat are underneath, back up in here. There's one of them right there. And you can see the other one right there. Now, it's not too hard to get the bolts out if your fender area is not packed up with a bunch of mud. So if you're out on the trail or something, you need to access your battery, you got to chip away some mud to get to it. And getting the seat back on, getting the bolts lined back up, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So people have come up with a different ideas of making the seat quickly releasable. But I think I might have a better idea, and our project for today in the shop is going to be to make this a quick release seat. I'm Fabricator, and this is going to be our project for the day. Well, with the seat off, this is what it looks like. We've got a lot of room to work here. Those two bolts come right up through these brackets on the frame, and they go into the seat right there and right there. And whatever we do to this thing, we have to make it easy. So I think the actuating mechanism needs to be outside somewhere where you can grab onto it. I think I'm going to take an idea from Royal Enfield on the Interceptor. This is the seat release mechanism for it. Down here there's a knob. Just pull it and it pulls the cable. And it opens up this latch. And on the bottom of the seat, there's this stud right here, a very easy to machine stud. So maybe we can use something like that. Well, this is the seat release mechanism. I ordered this from Royal Enfield. You can go to your Royal Enfield dealer to get one of these, or just go to eBay. You can get them off of eBay. I think I paid like $26 for this, so it's not very expensive. I'm going to open this up and see what it looks like. And there's your part numbers right there. And there it is right there. It's a pretty nice little unit. I think it'll be easy to install. I hope it'll work. We're going to try to get this engineered in there and see how it works. All right, a little bit of progress here. That's the cross plate that's going to hold the latch mechanism. It's 80 thousandths of an inch thick. The screws on the side are countersunk because I didn't want a lot of stack up of material here, because that's where the seat base sits against that. And yeah, the seat base is very flexible, so it'll still sit down on its rubber bumpers. I used nut plates underneath here because I hate to have nuts down underneath places that are hard to get to. There's plenty of room in there. You could use clip nuts, nut plates. You could weld the nuts on the bottom of the cross plate, or you can even put your fingers up in there and put a nut on it. There's plenty of room. But I just prefer having one tool to take out a piece of hardware. Well, with the latch mechanism mounted, we can find out where the cable wants to sit. I'm not going to go out the right-hand side of the bike because of the exhaust pipe. I don't want it to damage the cable. And I found this place right down here. That is where the helmet lock used to mount. I can't use the helmet lock anymore because I got this tool tube on here, which carries my spare gas. But that's exactly where the cable wants to go to, and it makes a good place for it. So I made a little bracket for it, and it's got an alignment pin right there made out of a drill bit. And there's where the alignment pin goes, right there. And then it just uses a 6mm screw, and it'll fit right in there like that. And the way the cable is flexing, it will try to keep itself engaged, and that should work pretty good right there. Well, with the latch mechanism in here, I can see that it's going to be exposed to dirt and water and grit and everything else that comes off the rear tire. So I made a little box for it out of Kydex, which is a thermoplastic, and it's easy to form with your heat gun. You could use any kind of sheet metal, steel, aluminum, whatever you want to use. And I'm going to trim the top of it down so it fits against the plate underneath the seat. I'll put a foam gasket on that, and that should keep that nice and clean. This is the plate for the bottom of the seat. I've made it a little bit oversized. It can be trimmed down later, but I wanted to make sure that it had a big enough footprint so that the gasket on the plastic box would fit against it and seal up. I will machine the pin right now. I'm going to put a chamfer on the end of it with this, set up the grinder on the drill press, and then we'll put a groove across it and make a cutoff. Well, the groove for the latching mechanism and the point are machined onto it. Now I'm going to put another groove into it so it'll sit in the hole on the metal plate, and I'll cut it off at that top mark. Well, the little box is completely filed down so that it makes a good contact with the seat plate. I put some gaskets right across the opening slots right there. Sprayed a little bit of WD-40 on the metal so it protected even more. The seat plate is this right here, and it's got a gasket around it, and there's some RTV sealer right in here to close up that gap, and it's ready to be fitted on there. Just take it like this, line it up. That's it, it's on. To take it off, I might have to take two hands to get this off, but I gotta pull the cable. There it goes, and it's off. Well, here it is with the seat latched. I'm going to unlatch it and just pull up on this. There, it's off. That's fast. Put it back on, line it up, click it down. It's on. Release. Pull the lever, pull the cable, and it's off. That's all there is to it. That's a lot better than taking out those two bolts. I would call that a result. Thanks for joining me. I'm Fabricator. We'll see you the next time on my channel.